morning friends, welcome to Sharekhan pre-market view. Indian markets had a good start yesterday with a 200 points gain earlier in the day. However, the markets gave up most of its gain and ended flat after Supreme Court ruling that most of the coal blocks which were issued post 1993 were illegal. The exact ruling and implications in terms of whether they do reallocation etc. would be known on the 1st of September. However, this had a bearing on most of the metal stocks which were down very badly. In fact, the entire metal indices were down by about 4%. Banking too dragged the index. However, IT and FMCG were savvier for the index, and the index finally managed to close flat. If you look at the global markets, they had another buoyant session with most of the indices hitting new highs. In fact, S&P touched an all-time high of 2000 in intraday trade. Dow closed up by 75 points, Nasdaq was up by about 18 points, S&P put on a 9-point gain. This was after a slew of corporate deals which lifted the sentiment on the indices, and also an optimism which came in that on the street that ECB could support the European economy with another stimulus. This had a positive impact on the overall market. If you look at the Singapore Nifty and most of the Asian indices, they are trading flat to positive. Singapore Nifty is indicating a flattish kind of a opening. So how Nifty is placed from here, given that we have an FNO expiry on the coming Thursday? Let's have a view on Nifty from Sadhana.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. Yesterday Nifty started the session on a positive note, and initial number of trades we have seen that markets continue to trade with a positive terrain, due to which Nifty hit a fresh intraday high as well as lifetime high at around 7980 odd levels. But we have seen that after some point of time Nifty showed resilience, Nifty showed resistance at higher levels, from where it slipped into a southward direction and continued to trade with negative bias. As we have seen that ahead of coal scam was flashing on television, due to which Nifty finally snapped its session with a margin loss of 0.15% at 7915 odd levels. In this period, we have seen that long positions were squared out by market players, as 3.04 lakh shares were reduced in open interest, approximately 6,000 contracts were reduced, and Nifty futures price decreased by 12 rupees. On the other hand, Nifty futures premium also decreased from 14 points to 9 odd levels, and cost of carry we have seen that it is increased by 27% from 11.03 to 14.08%. PCR also remained at same level at one level, but in yesterday's trade we have seen that put option has seen good build up than call option. Put option has added approximately 12 lakh shares in open interest, whereas call option has added around 11 lakh shares in open interest. India VIX was trading flat. It was up by 1.25% from 13.62 to 13.79. Yesterday we have seen that 8,000 call options still stands with highest number of shares in open interest. More than 99 lakh shares are available in 8,000 call option, close to 1 crore, and 7,900 call option has reduced its shares in open interest. And in put option we have seen that 7,800 put option has reduced its shares in open interest, and that activity was shifted to 7,900. 7,900 has added 15% shares in open interest. So this might act as a strong support going forward. There are 4 securities in ban period. One is HDR, second is Indiable Real Estate, third is IRB, and fourth is JP Associates. Yesterday FIs were net sellers of 89 crores in future and option segment. They were net buyers of 192 crore in index futures. They were net sellers of 226 crores in index options. They were net buyers of 168 crore in stock futures, and they were net sellers of 220 crore in stock options. A 5-day CVM stands at 7915. Lower range for the market would be 7,900, as we have seen that 7,900 put option has built up good number of shares in yesterday's trade, and higher range would be 8,022. Singapore Nifty is down by 3 points, which is at 7914. So we may see a marginal flattish to negative start in Nifty futures today. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Friends, let's look at some of the actionable ideas for the day. First being Torrent Pharma. Now Torrent Pharma has secured an exemption from the Price Control Authority for one of its newly developed FDC, which is actually the fixed dose combination product. Now this is apparently the first approval which any company has received under the new drug pricing policy, which has come into effect last year. This is extremely positive news for Torrent Pharma, and one can long it with stop loss of 778 for potential upside of 802. Also friends, L&T Infra Finance, which is a subsidiary of L&T Finance, has acquired land of over 20 hectares in HCC's subsidiary company, which is Lavasa. This land has been acquired in Mugaon town of Lavasa. Now the company intends to develop potentially 5 lakh square feet of land, which it will use for corporate office purpose as well as the back end purpose. Now this is extremely positive news for HCC, and one can long it with stop loss of 39 for potential upside of 41. Also friends, the Competition Commission of India has slapped a penalty of 2,545 crores on the automakers. This includes about close to 14 companies. Now the majority of this has been levied for violation trade norms in the spare part and the after sales service market. This is extremely negative for overall auto sector, and in particular Tata Motors, which has to bear the brunt of the largest penalty. One can short Tata Motors on this news with stop loss of 513 for potential downside of 498. Also one can short M&M, the CMP is close to 1411, one can short it with stop loss of 1425 for potential downside of 1380. Moving on to the watch list for the day, now stocks with positive bias, we have TCS. We also continue to like Infosys in the IT space and HDFC Limited. And stocks which one can short from intraday trading perspective with a stop loss of close to 2% is REC and PFC. Moving on to the news section, now yesterday in a major setback to most of the coal block players, the Supreme Court on Monday has held as illegal all coal blocks which were allocated by the Union government between 1993 to 2010. It has told that it will take a final decision on the fate of these blocks on September 1. Also, Aurobindo Pharma has received an US FDA tentative OK for Allegra generic version of medicine. Also, the state by-poll results were announced yesterday. The poll results are disappointing for Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, out of the total 18 seats, BJP has won 7 and Akali Dal 1, while the Congress and its allies have bagged 10 seats. This was in the critical elections in Bihar. Also, Muthoot Finance, as per media reports, has picked up close to 29.98% stake in Asia Asset Finance for $21 million. And C8 board is looking to raise funds. Now, this would happen via QIP or preferential allotment. Also, TCS has announced that it is partnering with Cloudera. Now, this is a company which is leader in enterprise analytic and data management, which is to provide big data and analytical service globally. Now, this is going to be one of the fastest growing space, the SMAC space, and is expected to be one of the key drivers for majority of the IT companies' revenue growth in 2015-16. Also, Shree Cement has indicated yesterday that it has acquired 1.5 MTPA capacity of JP's grinding unit in Haryana for about close to 360 crores. And V-Guard Industry Limited has launched a new type of electrical water heaters in Gujarat. Now the market in Gujarat is close to 24 crores, and V-Guard is looking to acquire close to 15% market share in this space. So the sales could be about close to 4 to 5 crores in this region, which is Gujarat. Also, Alstom has awarded Euro 400 million contract from Power Grid. Now this is actually for building up a transmission link between Haryana and Chhattisgarh. It will also build converter terminal stations, converter transformers, gas insulated switch gears, substation equipment, and communication and supervisory control and data acquisition system. Also, as per media report, Bajaj Auto is expected to start assembly of motorcycles in Bangladesh. Now this would happen through the subsidiary company or a tie-up which Bajaj Auto has, which is named as Uttara Group, which is Bajaj's partner in Bangladesh. Bajaj would infuse close to 150 crores in this plant. The plant is expected to have a capacity of about 1.5 lakh units per annum. Now our view is actually that this move is positive for Bajaj Auto. However, given that the overall pressure, especially the Bajaj Auto, has been in the domestic motorcycle market, we foresee that it's going to be unlikely to have any major positive impact on Bajaj Auto. Friends, that's all we have in today's session. Thank you.